Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Colten Hansen of Hudsonville football. How's it going?
It's going good. Start of the season pretty soon.
Yeah, of course,
It's
only in 2 days of course, actually for the first time in a long time, Hudsonville is hosting their first game. I was actually just talking to coach about that. What's that going to be like? Because I know you've had to travel a lot, of course, from being in the big house and then of course COVID and then last year going all the way down to Saline. Well, what's it going to be like to host the first game? Because usually you would have had to travel the last few years.
yeah, it's gonna be totally different for me. Like I'm not used to it at all. Like you said, the big house, that was technically our home game, but it was all the way over in Ann Arbor, and we played Saline, so it felt more of a home game for them. But I feel like this year with our home game being right off the bat, the community is gonna be really fired up.
Yeah. Also, going into the season, I know Hudsonville had a lot of injuries last year, and anytime you're in the OK Red, it's never an easy challenge. It's what's that like? I know last season was not what you wanted, but going into this year, what has camp been like for you guys?
It's been going good. We had some minor injuries here or there, just bangs up, people getting banged up, but they're coming back. Like I got banged up a little bit, but we're playing through it. Uh, but I just feel like together as a whole, we've just been a lot closer than we were last year.
Um, So going in, I know there's a lot of guys we're gonna have to replace, obviously a new QB under center with losing Trey. But overall, what's that been like working with Griffin, and how have you kind of helped him get ready and as to get ready to take over?
Working with Griffin's been great. He did great last year as the JV quarterback, and he actually played up on JV when I was on JV when he was a freshman. So this isn't something new for me and him, like our duo. But him being the varsity quarterback is definitely new, and having that junior position, there's a lot of learning to do still. I mean, he has learned a lot since last year, but it's learning opportunities each and every day.
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of excitement around the team this year. You're also you're helping. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're helping to put together something pretty cool for one of the games.
Oh yes, I started like military appreciation night. We had a little one in the past, and like just like the fire department would hang a big American flag. Well, like this year, the biggest part for the football team at least is that like each player is gonna hopefully walk out with a veteran, and then the veteran's gonna get announced. I like to think of it like as a reverse senior night to like put it into perspective.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's I can't wait to have that happen. Well, obviously more details when that comes along. But overall, I mean, when you come into this year, of course, coming up against a pretty tough non-conference schedule. Obviously a team I'm very familiar with being on the east side of the state in Livingston County with Howell, and then of course coming and then East Lansing as well. Obviously they're a very very solid team in the CAAC, but pretty tough non-conference schedule, and then going into OK Red play. It's what's that going to be like? Just having to be battle tested every week.
I feel like we're used to it playing the OK Red. There's no weeks off in the OK Red. Like you might see some scores that are like team gets blown out, but it was still a battle for that game. I just feel like having these tough non-conference games really prepares us for the battle that we face in conference.
Yeah. What's it like being on the offensive line?
I love it on the offensive line. I play center, so I kind of command. Well, I bring together more, so the right and the left side.
Yeah.
And I feel like the offensive line is really where the offense starts because you have to have a good offensive line to have any plays develop.
It all starts with the five men up front. And of course, most of the line returns, if I'm not mistaken, from last year.
Yeah, so three of the five guys return. So it's me, the center, my left guard, and my left tackle are all returning. The right guard is also a senior. Senior, he didn't play last. Well, he didn't start last year, but he was still getting reps. He was getting about 50-50 reps in practice. then our right tackle is going to be a junior, and he had really good success on the JV team.
Yeah. So what's it like to, obviously, most of the guys are very familiar. Actually, I know everybody is, but what's just like to have all that experience back?
I really love it because you're not trying to teach something new. It's just getting the rust off. And that's going to help us later down the road when we need those bigger plays and communicate better.
So going into this coming year, I know a lot of big goals that you guys have, and knowing that it is your, you are a senior, it's all that and stuff, but what's that going to be like, doing this one last time?
I've thought about it and it's sad. Like JV football seems so far away from my senior year.
Yeah.
And like last year, like you don't realize like 18 games on varsity is not that many. I kind of took it for granted last year and thought, oh, I'm just gonna, just have so much more time. But the start of this year, I've actually realized that time is very limited, and you have to make the most of it.
Absolutely. Every day is a gift. But and then lastly, what would I know this community's always been a football town. And obviously this program has had a lot of success. What does the team really need to do in these first three to kind of set the tone for the season?
I feel like we have to play for the community and not just ourselves or the other guys on the team. We have to play for the guys that have already played before us and the whole community that comes out and supports us. We have to
Absolutely.
have ego pride.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to know you a little bit, Colton. How about that?
Sounds good.
How do you mentally prepare for a game?
So I watch film. Like this week, I watched the middle linebacker. Coach assigned us each certain positions. But on Fridays or game days, more specifically, we go to the elementary schools for an hour and help with their kids.
That's
And
awesome.
it's just super fun to build relationships with the younger kids that look up to you. 'Cause you'll see them like at the game or just out in public, and they'll like come screaming, saying hi, and it's really fun. But
Yeah,
I kind of lock in once I get to the field. I really focus about the game and how we're gonna execute.
for sure. Let's see. What is best football memory you've had during your time in Hudsonville?
Ooh, probably last year the Jenison football game. It was on homecoming night. We shut them out 38-0, and they were actually pretty close to scoring. They were down in the red zone. We had our JV defense in, or it's JV defense and second string guys, and they were down like on the goal line. But then did a run play, and a fumble occurred, and we got the ball back, and that really like sold the moment and like just made it super special.
Yeah. For those people who aren't watching and that aren't familiar with the west side of the state, Hudsonville and Jenison are kind of are probably Jenison is Hudsonville's biggest rival. So just so you know. And then finally, what is something people do not know about you?
Something that people don't know about me is just like how much I care about others.
Yeah.
Like I don't really show it on the surface because I'm getting after people like coaches do. But like at the end of the day, if I'm yelling at you, it's because I love you and I want you to get better.
All right. Well, Colton, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck this season.